Hello. I'm going to read some recipes to you, but I don't want anyone else to hear, so we have to be kind of quiet. Okay? These are some random recipes, and I'm going to show you the pictures of each one, and then on the back, we're going to go over the ingredients and the preparation instructions. And the first one I'm going to show you is light chicken salad, which is this one right here. This light chicken salad serves 4 people. And for the ingredients, you're going to need 1 whole chicken breast or 1 frying chicken, 2.5 pounds split, 2 hard-cooked eggs, 8 mushrooms, 2 tomatoes, 1 red pepper, and some lettuce. For the dressing, you're going to need a quarter cup of red wine vinegar, a quarter cup of light soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of oil, and 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and salt to taste. And this recipe may be halved or doubled. And as a tip, this is a good way to use leftover cooked chicken. 2 to 3 chopped green onions can also be added to the salad. And then we have the preparation. Number 1, roast the chicken at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes or until the juices run clear. And then you want to cool the chicken and remove the skin and bones, and then shred the meat and cover it and chill. Number 2, peel and finely chop the eggs and slice the mushrooms and tomatoes. Chop the red pepper and lettuce. Number 3, prepare the dressing by combining the vinegar, soy sauce, oil, and salt to taste, whisking well. Number 4, arrange the tomatoes, mushrooms, chicken, eggs, and red pepper slices in rows over the shredded lettuce, and serve with the dressing on the side. And for this recipe, we have a microwave tip. You may cook the chicken in the microwave. Place the chicken on a microwave-safe pan and cover with waxed paper. Microwave it on high for 6 to 8 minutes, and then let it stand for 5 minutes. So that is the recipe for light chicken salad. Next we have Marquis Salad, which looks like this. And the ingredients for Marquis Salad are 1 head of romaine lettuce, 1 cup of croutons, and then we have a recipe for the croutons that follows this, and sliced tomatoes. And for the dressing, you're going to need a 1/2 cup of low-fat cottage cheese, 2 tablespoons of plain low-fat yogurt, 1 tablespoon each of wine vinegar and lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of oil, 6 capers, 1 anchovy, 1 egg, 1 clove of garlic, minced or pressed, 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And this recipe may be halved or doubled. For preparation, number 1, break the romaine lettuce into serving pieces, cover and chill, and then prepare the croutons. Number 2, combine all dressing ingredients in a blender container or a work bowl of the food processor fitted with the steel blade, and then you blend until well combined. Number 3, arrange the lettuce on serving plates. Drizzle with the dressing. Sprinkle with the croutons. Arrange the sliced tomatoes on top and serve with the remaining dressing on the side. And here are the instructions for making the croutons. Cut sourdough bread into 1/2 inch cubes or into small hearts or diamond shapes for a novelty. Place on lightly buttered cookie sheet, and you can use garlic butter for extra flavor. and then bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until lightly browned. Ricotta cheese can be used in the dressing, although it is a little higher in fat than cottage cheese. So that is Marquis Salad. The next recipe that we have is for old-fashioned vegetable soup, which is always good, especially in the wintertime. Now this serves 4. The ingredients for the old-fashioned vegetable soup are 1 medium onion chopped, 1 bunch of leeks, 3 or 4, thinly sliced, 1 cup of thinly sliced celery, 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine, 1 green pepper cut into thin strips, 2 cans, 14.5 ounces each, of chicken broth, 2 medium potatoes sliced, 3 medium carrots thinly sliced, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of dried marjoram leaves, 1 bay leaf, 2 cups of milk, 1/4 cup of chopped parsley, 1 cup of frozen peas thawed, and freshly grated nutmeg, which is optional. This recipe may be halved or doubled. For 8 servings, use only 3.5 cups of milk. And the preparation. Number 1, saute the onion, leeks, and celery in heated butter in a 5-quart kettle or a Dutch oven and cook until the onions are tender. Number 2, stir in the green pepper and cook 1 minute longer. Add broth, potatoes, carrots, salt, marjoram, and bay leaf, and bring it to a boil and cover. Reduce the heat and simmer 20 to 25 minutes until the potatoes are tender. Number 3, stir in milk, parsley, and peas. Heat uncovered, stirring occasionally until the soup is steaming hot. Season with nutmeg if used. And here's a tip for this vegetable soup recipe. This thrifty soup will be even more economical made with 3.5 to 4 cups of your own chicken broth. When you cut up a chicken or bone chicken breasts, freeze bones and trimming, wing tips, backs, and necks until you have a quantity. Then simmer with chopped onion, carrot, celery, salt, whole peppercorns, a pinch of thyme, parsley sprig, and water to cover for several hours until the liquid is flavorful, and then you can strain it, cool it, and freeze it. So that's old-fashioned vegetable soup. Next we have creamy chicken noodle soup, which is yummy looking too. This serves 4. For the ingredients, we have a half a chicken cut up, water, 2 celery stalks sliced, a half of an onion chopped, 1/4 cup of butter or margarine, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 1/2 cups of thin egg noodles, and a half a cup of half and half. This recipe may be halved or doubled. For 8 servings, double the ingredients except the butter. Use only 1/4 cup. And as a tip, this is a good soup to freeze in individual serving portions for later use. Preparation. Number 1, in a Dutch oven or a large saucepan, cover the chicken with water and bring it to a boil. Reduce the heat and simmer for 40 minutes or until tender. Remove the chicken and reserve the broth. Number 2, bone and shred the chicken and set aside and discard the bones and skin. Number 3, saute celery and onion in butter until soft. Add the flour. Cook, stirring until golden brown. Add the reserved broth, salt, and black pepper and bring to a boil. Number 4, add the noodles and cook until the noodles are tender, stirring occasionally, and stir in the reserved chicken and half and half. This chicken noodle soup is good served with carrots and celery sticks, whole wheat bread or rolls, and fresh fruit for dessert. And as a health note, to reduce the fat and calories, use milk instead of half and half, and reduce the butter to 1 1/2 tablespoons. So that's the recipe for the creamy chicken noodle soup. Next we have cucumber with toasted walnuts, and this is actually 2 recipes in one. We have cucumbers with toasted walnuts and also cucumbers with soy dressing. 2 ways to dress crisp, cold cucumbers. In the first recipe, cucumbers are tossed in a subtle dill dressing and topped with roasted walnuts and chopped chives. The second recipe combines oriental flavors with green onions, celery, and cucumbers. Now first we're going to go over the cucumbers with toasted walnuts. And each of these recipes serves 4. Cucumbers with toasted walnuts. 2 medium cucumbers, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of dill wine vinegar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of coarsely chopped walnuts, and chopped chives or parsley. And then we have the preparation. Wash the cucumbers and slice as thinly as possible. Combine the olive oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper. Pour the dressing over the cucumbers and chill. Number 3. Toast the walnuts at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes and cool. Number 4. Before serving, sprinkle the walnuts and chives over the salad. Now we're going to go over the cucumbers with soy dressing. You will need 2 medium cucumbers, 1/2 cup of diagonally sliced celery, 1 green onion minced, 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, 4 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 3 tablespoons of salad oil, 1 tablespoon of sesame seed oil, and 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. And you can also have toasted sesame seeds, but those are optional. And then we have the preparation. Number 1, wash the cucumbers and slice as thinly as possible. Combine with celery and green onion. Number 2, in a jar, shake together the soy sauce, vinegar, oil, sesame oil, and dry mustard. Number 3, pour the dressing over the cucumbers and chill. Number 4, before serving, sprinkle with sesame seed if used. So that is actually 2 recipes, and they show them to you here. It's cucumbers with toasted walnuts and cucumbers with soy dressing. Next we have a fruit salad with maple dressing. Kind of a unique idea. I've never had anything like that. Especially good during the winter season. Apples, pears, pineapple, and bananas blend nicely with the flavors of maple syrup. For the summer, substitute fresh peaches, melons, cherries, and other fruit of the season for the pears and apples. For 4 servings, you will need 1 can, 5 1/4 ounces of pineapple chunks, drained, 2 golden delicious apples, pared, cored, and sliced, 1 ripe pear, pared, cored, and sliced, 1 banana, sliced, 1 cup of fresh strawberries, sliced, 1/4 cup of golden raisins, which is optional, 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 1/4 cup of apple juice, 1/4 cup of chopped pitted dates, which is optional, and romaine lettuce leaves. And here's a useful tip. When available, you may use fresh pineapple diced into 1-inch chunks in place of the canned. And now for the preparation. Number 1, combine the pineapple, apples, pear, banana, and strawberries in a bowl. Number 2, in another bowl, mix raisins, maple syrup, apple juice, and dates if used. Number 3, mix maple syrup mixture into the apple mixture. Toss lightly to moisten all fruit pieces. Cover and let it stand for 30 minutes in the refrigerator. Number 4, when ready to serve, line a salad bowl with the lettuce leaves and then arrange the salad in the bowl. This is good served with cottage cheese and freshly baked bran muffins and tea or coffee. Fruit salad with maple dressing. Next we have cucumber and onion salad. For 4 servings of the cucumber and onion salad, you will need 3 cucumbers, 6 inches long, or 2 European type cucumbers, about 10 inches long each, and 1 bunch of green onions. For the marinade, you will need a half a cup of white wine vinegar, a half a cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of dill weed, 1 tablespoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of white pepper, and butter or leaf lettuce, and fresh tomato wedges for garnish. And as a useful tip, you can save the marinade and use it to flavor a second batch of salad. For 2 servings, you just use half the ingredients. And now for the preparation. Number 1, slice the cucumbers thin. Use the thinnest blade of the food processor if available and turn into bowl. Number 2, slice green onions diagonally as thinly as possible and add to the cucumbers. Number 3, in a small bowl, mix vinegar, sugar, dill weed, salt, and pepper, and whisk it with a fork until blended. Pour it over the onions and cucumber. Turn with a spatula to coat all of the pieces and marinate for 1 hour or more. Number 4, lift the cucumbers from the marinade and serve on lettuce leaves. Or, to serve buffet style, you can drain off some of the marinade and put the cucumbers into a pretty bowl. And you can garnish with tomato wedges if desired. This is good served with poached, baked, or barbecued fish, barbecued chicken, roast turkey, meatballs, or meatloaf. And for 8 servings, you double the ingredients but use only 1 1/2 times the marinade. And that is cucumber and onion salad. Next we have Sue's 4-cup salad, which is quite interesting. For Sue's 4-cup salad, you will need 1 cup of carrots, peeled and grated, 1 cup of celery, thinly sliced, 1 cup of raisins, 1 cup of peeled, cored, and grated apples, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and 1 large apple for the dressing. For the dressing, you will need a half a cup of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of prepared mustard, and 1 tablespoon of chopped parsley. And here's a useful tip. A serrated grapefruit spoon works best when scooping out the apple. And now for the preparation. Number 1, prepare the carrots, celery, and raisins. Combine the apples with 1 tablespoon of the lemon juice so they will not turn brown. Place each ingredient in a separate plastic baggie and seal. Chill for 1 hour. Number 2, cut off the stem end of the remaining apple about a 1/2 inch from the top. Scoop out the inside to leave a shell with walls about 1/4 inch thick. Sprinkle with the remaining 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Number 3, prepare the dressing by mixing all the ingredients in a bowl until well combined, and spoon it into the scooped out apple. Number 4, arrange the carrots, celery, raisins, and grated apple onto a serving platter as shown in the photo. You can see it right there. Place the apple with the dressing in the center and serve. And for 8 servings, you just double all of the ingredients. Next, we have a 4-cheese salad. This looks really nice with the tomatoes. Hearty enough for a main dish, this salad might be served with a soup for lunch or dinner. For 4 servings, you will need a 1/4 pound of Swiss cheese cut into thin strips, a 1/4 pound of Edam cheese, diced about 1 cup, a 1/4 pound of mozzarella cheese, diced about 1 cup, a 1/2 cup, 2 ounces of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, 2 cups of thinly sliced celery, a 1/4 cup of chopped green pepper, a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 4 teaspoons of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of snipped chives, a 1/4 teaspoon of hot pepper sauce, salt, and salad greens and sliced tomatoes, which are optional. For preparation, in a salad bowl, combine all of the cheeses, celery, and green pepper. Number 2, mix the mayonnaise, lemon juice, chives, and hot pepper sauce. Number 3, add to the cheese and mix well, and add salt to taste. Number 4, cover and chill for several hours. Number 5, if desired, serve with greens and sliced tomatoes. So that is the 4-cheese salad. Next we have vegetable spaghetti, which is quite colorful. For 4 servings of vegetable spaghetti, you will need 1 medium onion, chopped, 1 clove of garlic, minced or pressed, a 1/2 cup of diced celery, 2 tablespoons of olive oil or other oil, a 1/2 teaspoon of dried sage leaves, crumbled, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 can, 16 ounces of stewed tomatoes, crushed, 1 can, 6 ounces of tomato paste, 2 cups of water, 2 vegetarian-style bouillon cubes, 1 can, 20 ounces of chickpeas, drained, 3 cups of cauliflowerettes, diced, yellow squash and or zucchini, green peas, broccoli flowerettes, thinly sliced carrots or other vegetables, and hot cooked spaghetti, and grated Parmesan or Romano cheese. And for the preparation, number 1, saute the onion, garlic, and celery in the oil in a Dutch oven until the onion is tender. Number 2, stir in sage, cloves, tomatoes, tomato paste, water, and bouillon cubes, and bring to a boil. Simmer uncovered for 30 minutes, stirring occasionally. Number 3, add chickpeas and vegetables. Simmer covered for 10 minutes or until the vegetables are tender crisp. Spoon onto hot spaghetti and serve with grated cheese. This vegetable spaghetti is good served with a green salad and garlic bread. So that is vegetable spaghetti. Next we have rice sausage squares. Rice sausage squares. Quick and economical, these squares are as delicious as they are hearty and satisfying. For 4 servings of the rice sausage squares, you will need 3/4 cup of uncooked long grain rice, 1 1/2 cups of boiling water, 1 pound of pork sausage meat, 1 cup of meatless spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce, 1 teaspoon of instant minced onion, 2 tablespoons of water, 2 eggs slightly beaten, 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt, a half a teaspoon of dried oregano leaves crumbled, and 12 thin triangles of Monterey Jack or cheddar cheese. For 2 servings, you use half of the ingredients and use a 1-quart baking dish. And then we have the preparation. Number 1. In a saucepan, combine the rice and boiling water and bring to a boil. Cover and simmer for 15 minutes or until the rice is tender. Do not add salt. Drain if necessary. Number 2. Crumble the sausage meat into a large skillet. Cook over medium heat until lightly browned. Drain the fat and discard, but add 1 tablespoon of the fat to the spaghetti sauce. Number 3. Mix onion and cold water and let it stand for 2 or 3 minutes to reconstitute. Stir in rice, sausage, eggs, and seasoned salt. Number 4. Pack the mixture into ungreased, shallow 8-inch square baking dish, smoothing the top. Spread with spaghetti sauce and sprinkle with oregano. Number 5. Bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes, and then arrange the cheese triangles in a pattern on the top. Bake for 5 minutes longer, and then cut into 4 squares and serve hot. This recipe is good served with peas and a tomato and lettuce salad. For 8 servings, you double the ingredients and use 2 baking dishes. So those are rice sausage squares. And finally, we have a dessert recipe. We have the best ever chocolate candy. It certainly looks delicious. Best ever chocolate candy. This homemade candy is perfect for children of all ages and is considered an all-time classic. It's so easy to make and tastes so wonderful. Makes a delightful gift from your kitchen anytime. For about 30 pieces of the chocolate candy, you will need 6 squares, 1 ounce each of semi-sweet chocolate, a half a cup of butter, 1 1/4 cups of powdered sugar, 3 egg yolks, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 to 2 tablespoons of chopped nuts or almonds, which is optional. And then preparation. Number 1, melt the chocolate in the top of a double boiler over hot water. Number 2, combine the butter and powdered sugar in a mixing bowl. Beat well until smooth and creamy. Number 3, beat in egg yolks 1 at a time, stirring constantly. Number 4, stir in chocolate, vanilla, and nuts or almonds if used. Number 5, chill until mixture is fairly thick but not yet set. Number 6, drop the mixture into small paper cups or spread the mixture onto baking sheet lined with wax paper. Number 7, refrigerate until set. Cut the chocolate on a baking sheet into bite-sized pieces. And as a useful tip, if you store this candy in an airtight container, it will keep in the freezer for 2 to 3 months. So that, for our final recipe, is the best ever chocolate candy. Thank you so much for coming to listen to these recipes.